Did you know that around 670,000 dogs are euthanized in shelters across the United States every year? That's over 500,000 dogs that didn't get to have their second chance. That's awful. Only after you allow yourself to really understand the severity of the situation can you realize why adoption matters. When you decide on adopting a dog, you're not only getting a new best friend, you are given an unfortunate pooch, a new chance in life, and a loving family to call their own. That's why the topic today is how to adopt the dog, and the first step, what to expect when adopting a dog. Even though you might really want to save a dog from a shelter or a rescue organization, you might not be a suitable candidate. It's true, and there are countless pups waiting for an owner. But it's essential for dog shelters go thoroughly check people before they give them a dog to take home. The goal is to ensure that each dog for adoption goes to a happy, loving family that will be a good match for their personality and not end up in the shelter again. Most dog shelters have the same rules when it comes to the adoption process, and it looks like this. Firstly, you have to submit an application for an adoption. I think that it's one of the most important steps in this process. Secondly, you go through an interview with one of the shelter's counselors and meet rescue dogs. Thirdly, if you pass the interview and the put you choose is the right fit for your family, even though you might need to pay a small adoption fee before bringing them home, and it might be a problem for some people, so you have to be prepared. By following this set of steps, shelters try to ensure that people who adopt dogs, they are not doing it on a whim, and they are capable of providing care, love, and also a long-term home for the would-be four-legged proteges. However, it's important to be aware beforehand because shelter interview questions they're going to be personal and intruding for some people. Each shelter has their own particular interview procedure, uh, but most tend to structure them like an honest conversation rather than an exam you need to pass. And there are some of the questions you can expect when it comes to the dog adoption interview. And the first question is, what is your family situation? Are you living alone? Do you have a family? Which attitude they have towards your adoption? What is your previous experience with pets? And do you own any animals right now? What is your work situation? How many hours are you working? Do you have time for petting? And these are general questions meant to determine if you are suitable to take the responsibility of having a dog. They might seem like a bit too much, but they're absolutely essential. The next two groups of questions, they're supposed to help the counselor realize if you are the right personality match for the dog you want to adopt, and vice versa. The first question is, what kind of lifestyle do you have? Are you an outgoing person? And secondly, what's your knowledge about rescue dogs? Have you already rescued dogs? To sum up, as I said, these questions they are not an exam, and being honest when answering is an absolute must. Be honest with yourself as well, and don't agree to something you are not sure you'd be able to go through with. The last thing anyone wants is for the adopted dog to be unhappy or experience abandonment yet again. So choosing the right dog for your family can be hard. Each pooch has its own personality and quirks, so it's essential to find a dog that will fit right with your own character.